Assalamu alaikum, my name is Safwaan. I'm founder of Halal Fried Comics. We're a comedy group, comedy club. We do a show once a month with some of the best Muslim comedians in the country. So I became a dad in May 2023, and I lost my job shortly after. So me and my wife, we switched roles. I started looking after the baby during the day. My wife went back to work, and I had the evenings free. So I thought, you know what, I've always wanted to do stand-up comedy. I just never had the guts to do it. So I gave it a shot. I did my first show back in November, and I've been doing 4 or 5 shows a week since. Yeah, so I think growing up, I used to watch a lot of American comedians, so Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock. I think I really like black comedians because they do a lot of jokes about identity, so I could relate to it more. And also they're speaking to a white crowd, so I feel like that's reflected in my jokes. And even today, like I still listen, like they've been doing comedy since 20, 30 years, so I'm still watching those comedians. So yeah, Bengali, Bangladeshi, I don't know, it's weird because I've always grown up in a Bangladeshi household, I don't know. A lot of curry, a lot of fish, very spicy, your mum's always shouting at you, dad's always at work. That's the average Bangladesh. You got a lot of sisters who bully you. You got 25 cousins. That's it, that's a Bangladeshi household for you. So I do, some of my material is quite high risk. So I did one on Remembrance Day where I was making fun of Remembrance Day on Remembrance Day. A lot of people didn't like that. I did a joke where I said, Asian people, we don't really care about World War II. They don't really like it. So there's lots of material, but it's just jokes. Afterwards, when I told them, look, I don't actually believe that, that's just jokes, you know? I think people do, but some people in the moment, and also like if it's drunk audiences, like they sometimes have feels, you know, they get feels. So, but otherwise, it's okay. Yeah, so basically, when you start doing stand-up comedy, you have to do bars and clubs and nightclubs. These are the only places you can do comedy, really. I got sick of doing these venues. I wanted to do a halal venue. Ideally with Muslim audiences too. So I got in touch with Aziz Foundation. I just sent them an email. Surprisingly, they replied and they said, yeah, let's have a call, let's have a chat. A couple of weeks later, I went to their venue in Piccadilly Circus. And they gave us a venue for free, which is amazing. They gave us lots of equipment to help set up. And we did our first show, I think just after Ramadan. So we did our first show and it was sold out. We did it for medical aid for Palestinians. We raised money for them too. And it's been a success. We've done really well ever since. I say the highlight of my career so far is the launch of Halal Fried Comics. So most comedy clubs, the biggest thing they struggle with is getting a crowd. Even if you're doing it for free, people just generally don't come out to see stand-up comedy unless it's someone who's really famous, like Dave Chappelle, for example. Our first show, launch show, was a sellout success. People were actually messaging to say, I'm gonna come anyway, I don't have a ticket, you know? So this is unheard of. Even some of the biggest comedy promoters in the country, they were messaging saying, we've never seen anything like this, especially for a speciality show, for a Muslim show. So it just shows, and also people always say like Muslims aren't funny, they're not interested in comedy. It was packed, we had to add more seats, like on the last day, so yeah, that's my highlight. Oh, rudest stroke. I don't think I can say my rudest stroke, but yeah. So the thing is, most of my jokes are topics. So basically, usually when you see Asian people on TV, it's usually newsreader, right? And you don't really hear any of their actual genuine opinions about stuff. I do jokes where I'm making fun of terrorism, where I'm making fun of stuff that's happened in the news. And some of that is quite rude, like it can be quite rude, especially if it's a recent event, you know, shouldn't really be joking about that. But You can test out audiences and it's 50-50. Sometimes it goes really well and usually there's a couple of people who get offended. Those are the best jokes though, if some people get offended, so yeah. Yeah, I can do one short joke. So my wife is French, right? So her diet is garlic, cheese, and cigarettes. Right? So you can imagine what my house smells like. A curry. It smells like curry, guys. Right? That's my joke.
Have you experienced the Rich Elements transformation? Re-cleanse and re-soften, the game-changing shampoo and leave-in combo that never misses. Re-enrich and re-nourish, hair food that supplements hair health to give that natural glow. And finally, make those curls, coils and kinks pop with Redefine. Are you going to be the next Rich Elements transformation?
Yeah, so comedy and deen, like being Muslim, it's difficult because you have to, even though now there's actually quite a few famous Muslim comedians, you have to really think about your material because the funniest stuff is probably borderline haram or very haram, right? And especially when you're performing alongside other comedians who aren't Muslim, you're hearing lots of haram jokes and you're tempted to try one. You're tempted to try. One thing I found though is if I just stick to my deen and stick to what's acceptable in Islam, it makes you a better joke writer because you've got actual boundaries to follow. And you have to be a bit smarter about the jokes you're making. So now when I found that I've stuck to those, I'm making jokes which are a lot more political, a lot more about identity, a lot smarter, and it's generally funnier actually. Yeah, I'd say you're going to be in a lot of haram environments, probably 99% of the time. I'd say don't get suckered into it, right? Just stick to your deens. Follow your values, and one thing you'll find is that there will be an audience for you. There's a really big Muslim audience. There's other Muslim comedians that'll come out and support you when they see what you're doing. I like to say I'm really happy to be part of a Muslim creative community. Vericane is doing amazing work in promoting this and platforming this, and that's exactly what I want to do. And it's a new thing for us, you know. Especially, I'm hoping Gen Z, Gen Alpha, they can do a lot more than we've done. Yeah. Okay. So the first one is the original name of Saudi Arabia Al-Hijaz. I think that's true.
Correct.
Yeah. At what age did the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ pass? All right, so I know he got the revelation at 40, and then there's two options. So it's not 25. There's 53 and 63. I don't know. I think 63. Okay. We don't know. Where is the Kaaba? So it's Mecca. Is that, do you want to, I don't know more specific than that, to be honest, but yeah. Which prophet had control over the jinn and animals? So we've got options: Sulaiman, Dawood, Yunus, and Musa alayhi salam. I think, is it Sulaiman alayhi salam? Yeah. What is the name of the prophet that ordered to build the ark? Oh yeah, I don't know this one. This one's too hard. Okay, so it's Noah alayhi salam. Shall I carry on? I feel like I'm showing off now because I'm getting them right. Okay, what is the name of Yusuf alayhi salam's dad's name? Now I'm going to get this wrong. Okay, so I think it's Yaqub, is that right? No. Yeah, okay. How many years did Adam alayhi salam live on Earth? I think it's 900. Is that right? He lived to 900 or something, is that right? No. 1,000, okay, fine, I did it wrong. Which country will Isa alayhi salam return to? Turkey, Syria, Saudi, Palestine. Is it Palestine? I think it's Palestine, is it? No, then it's Saudi?
Syria.
Oh, okay, fine. Whereabouts in Syria? I don't know that one. Okay, fine, we don't know. Okay, bonus question, double points. What is the Islamic name of Adam alayhi salam's wife? It's Hawa, right?
Yeah.
and I think, is that it? Oh no, okay. Which two surahs are for seeking protection in Allah from evil eye and witchcraft? I think it's Nas and, no, it's Falaq. Is it Ikhlas? I think it's Ikhlas. Nas and Falaq? Sorry, Nas and Falaq. Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting confused. We're back to the beginning, so that's all of them, I think. Thank you.
Hi guys, welcome to Purple Corner Season 2. Thank you very much for supporting us. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, follow us on all of our social media.